All right, welcome kings and queens. Today we are talking Bell Collective. Y'all, I'm gonna talk Bell Collective, but a huge portion of my commentary is going to be centered on Latrice and Cliff. Latrice, you too young for this. You were too young to be suffering this hard under the guise of love. And I'm gonna say it. Cliff don't love you. Cliff can't love you. Because anybody that needs to control you or dominate you that much is not capable of loving you, sweetheart. He's not there. That is a broken man. Cliff, I really, what's the deal? Why do you talk to that girl so crazy? Why do you have this diabolical need to squash her, to dominate her, to control her, to embarrass her? Latrice, why do you stay? And I've been very, very confused about Latrice's, I'm going to say her status within the marriage financially. I think it was Gucci 2 episodes ago that made the snide comment, it's Cliff's money. So my question is, did I miss something? I thought Latrice was a self-made millionaire. Okay, that's the first thing. My second thing is, or is that a storyline and Cliff is the financial provider? Because I'm not understanding this dynamic. I just don't understand this dynamic with Latrice being this independent, confident millionaire that's allowing a man by the likes of a Cliff, Chicken Little, with that hair sticking straight up, to treat her this way. And like Letitia said, not only, if this is coming to the forefront, if we can see it as the public, and if your cast members are picking up on it, only God knows what's happening behind the scenes. And Latrice, I'm going to keep coming back to you. Why? It can't be that much love in the world. And I'm really trying to handle this sincerely and in the most tender way, but I really can't, because it's like bam, right here in our faces, which takes me to a different thought. You showed this picture of this girl, but yet you didn't put any disclaimers. You didn't highlight any type of statement to say we do not condone abuse or the appearance of abuse. And if you or someone may be in a situation where they're needing help, call this number. Because please explain this photo to me. Now, here's my thing. Sometimes you can say things without saying things, and I believe you were saying things, which is fine. But can you clean it up or close it out with a disclaimer? That's all I ask. Are y'all ready to talk about Bell Collective? What are your thoughts on Latrice? In my opinion, I'm going to come out the gate strong. I feel like Latrice, there's some aspects of abuse in that marriage. I feel like Latrice has been abused or is being abused, allegedly. This is all based on my observations, what I've seen on camera, the demonstration of behaviors from her husband toward her. What are your thoughts, Palace? For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
Now, before I jump in, Bell Collective, what are y'all doing? Y'all are gonna have to get these wigs together. Y'all are gonna have to get these wigs together. Sisters, what are we doing? If you're gonna wear those wigs, I want them to look right. Now, I am not a wigologist. I can't tell you how to put it on or anything like that, but I do know when it looks wrong. And some of y'all gotta fix that. It's not showing up well on camera at all. So that's all I got to say about those wigs. Listen, you got to blend it so that it looks natural and it doesn't look caked down and glued and the colors aren't matching. Hell, I know enough to know that's not the right scalp color and whatever else supposed to go with it. But let's start off with Latrice. So in this last episode, Latrice shares with her mom, and I'm going to jump all over with this, just my summary on Latrice, but she shares with her mom that she needs equality. She's looking for equality from her husband, okay? And she wants her husband to treat her as his equal. And I was a bit confused by that. Because in my head, I'm like, girl, you want to be his wife, not his equal. His homeboy is his equal. But as his wife, you are his plus. You are his secret weapon. You are his blessing. And you want this man to treat you as if he's your wife, because he who finds a wife finds a good thing and he is blessed. And I don't know. Y'all help me out. Like, I don't know about being my husband's equal. I never looked at myself as my husband's equal, or I'm not. I'm your wife. That's what comes to mind. You know, if I feel like I'm being addressed in a way that makes me feel like, what? I'm your wife. You know, I never think I'm your equal. I'm your equal at work. You know, when I'm talking to my peers and I'm amongst my peers, or I'm amongst a certain group or a demographic. But when it comes to my husband, or when it comes to your husband, Latrice, I think what you were trying to say, and I could be wrong, is you want him to honor you as his wife. Or maybe you don't. Hell, maybe you said what you said and you want to be treated as an equal. But I said it before, and I will say it again, Latrice, in my opinion, I believe that you are being abused. I believe you are an abused woman, and I believe that the cast members are thinking along the same lines. Oh, if those walls could talk, honey. Oh, if the walls could talk. From the bruises that we've seen on your body, because I saw bruises myself, and I had to slow down the tape, rewind it, and I was like, is that what I see? And the cameraman was so savvy, because the cameraman wanted us to know what was going on. But my thing is, if you're going to show it, you need to address it. You can't just sweep it under the rug. And it seems as if you guys keep sweeping Cliff's behavior under the rug. And Glenn, I'm going to come back to you, because you may have to come back up here and have a conversation number 2. Because I'm going to come back to you too, Glenn. Because I got a couple of questions based off something that Marie said in her confessional. But anywho, I don't know. It just seems like your husband is mistreating you. He's called you names. He's called you the B word. I've seen him grab you. He's thrown your mic on the ground. And I guess my question is Cliff one of those old school men that when he drinks or becomes inebriated, he comes home and likes to beat on his wife? Allegedly. That's a question. I don't know. I'm not speaking that as a fact, but that's a question. That's a question I have. And then he chases you down when he gets sober. He cries. He regrets it. He wins you back. He woos you back in, only to repeat the nasty and the vicious cycle over and over again. Cast members, I know y'all are talking to her one-on-one. Have y'all considered doing like an intervention with her family and the cast members that really have a up close and personal relationship with her? Have y'all considered that? I believe there's more than meets the eye. My question continues to be, Latrice, why do you stay? I don't care about the zaddy and the trauma and all of that. Why do you stay? Because now you know better. You're at a place in your life where you know better. Why do you stay? Is it the lifestyle? Is it self-esteem? Is it public scrutiny? What? Because I'm curious, and I'm deeply and sincerely curious. Because you did say you don't need him. Then what is it that you're needing that causes you to stay if you don't need him? There has to be a reason. And that's just my brain turning and just trying to figure things out the way I think. Latrice shared with her mom that her first mistake was referring to him as Zaddy. Yeah, you're right. And if y'all understood the historical context of that word and when it was used way back in the day when runaways would run away from home to be dominated by pimps, They would take young girls and basically say, I'm your daddy now. You gonna call me your daddy. And if y'all had a little bit more knowledge, my people perish for lack of knowledge, you wouldn't be so quick to jump on these, what is it called? On these waves, these popularity waves, and calling these men your daddy. Because it's actually pretty twisted of how it was formulated. Your husband is not your daddy. Just like a man's wife is not his mama. Imagine that. Don't call me your mom. I'm not your mama. I'm your wife. I don't know, but maybe y'all like it freaky and funky in the bedroom. Let's move on. Gucci, stop. The more Gucci talks, the further removed I become from her, and it's not good. The more I kind of take a back seat to being open to her, I feel like you're a convenient liar. I really do. And that scares me, that I feel like you lie so easily. And I feel like you live in like this delusional world, because where in your right mind, or how did you conjure up that Selena and her children are jealous of you now that you have the limelight? I guess I need a little bit more background. Girl, those kids have never been a problem. They have never been a problem. Neither has their mother been a problem. So I don't want you to begin to make it one, Gucci, for the sake of a storyline. Don't try to sacrifice those kids and their relationship with their father and putting them in a very tender and a vulnerable position. Those girls are extremely respectful towards you, considering how they could be, okay? And then you present it as if you're innocent. Girl, you were just as aggressive. To me, you were more aggressive initially than Selena was. I've witnessed Gucci conveniently lie and or leave out details on the screen multiple times. They've been little white lies. Like, I'm going to just say this part, but I'm going to leave that part out. And I think it's unattractive as a grown-ass woman. I think it's very unattractive. I think if you love your husband, you would quit talking so much about his ex and those kids, and you would begin to build your storyline off of, hopefully, a solid and a strong foundation that you have with JJ and your child. Otherwise, keep them kids' name out your mouth. Keep that lady's name out your mouth. That lady is not jealous of you by any means necessary. So, Marie, I think it's time for you to move on. The show is called Bell Collective. So either you're going to be a part of the collective or you're not. But what we don't want to see on the screen is for you to give people a hard time about wanting to move forward, Marie. We evolve. We understand that you and Latrice had a very harsh past 2 years, but you got to move on. You got to evolve your storyline beyond your trauma, your pain, your rage, your irritation, your frustration, because it's all a negative. And we would like to see you push past the negativity as a Black woman. And I don't think you get it. And Marie, if you really step outside the screen and watch yourself on television, you give everybody a hard time to get your way. You gave Letitia a hard time and you didn't show her love until you made her cry. That's like being a bully, Marie. Passively, aggressively being a bully. You gave Tambra a hard time. You made her cry. You're giving Latrice a hard time in response, according to you, to what Latrice tried to do behind the scenes, which you were right when they played the B-roll. But my question to you, at what point do you sit on your grown woman's shit and you say, you know what? I got to move forward. Because this is, number one, how I get my paper, by being on this reality television. Number two, I got this. This is small to a giant. Now, you're quick to say that Latrice acts like a little girl. Then let little girl do little girl shit. And for you being the so-called grown woman that you are, when are you going to boss up, dust your shoulders off, and move forward? Move forward. I really don't like how you manipulated that conversation with Letitia, if that is your friend. And y'all, for the record, that was a real conversation. Because if you looked on Marie's shirt, Letitia had really got makeup on her sleeve from crying. You don't do that to friends. You know, you keep recycling these very emotional conversations about how you were done wrong. And the girl has acknowledged it. Move on. But why would you take what your friend is attempting to do, which you've done over the past 3 years, Marie, at her brunches and then at the smash thing? You turn that upside down, inside out. And then she tried to have another conversation with you about moving forward. Hey, I'm going to have this very empowering, y'all, I can't say it, panel. And not only are you going to be on the panel, but also Latrice. And you threw a hissy fit. Letitia, next time invite me. I'll sit there. I'll fill in the gaps. I'll talk. I ain't going to give you no hard time. I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying, Marie, you gotta put your big girl shoes on and you got to move forward, because it's not a good look on you. It's not a good look on you to come across as passive aggressive and just kind of bulldog your way through those conversations until you get what you want or until you make another woman cry. Letitia. Now, this is where it gets tricky, because you and Marie are friends. I don't know if you're friends on and off the screen. You may have to stop inviting her. But then that kind of looks shitty, right? From the aspect of being a friend. But what does Marie invite you to? Just out of curiosity. And I'm not trying to be messy. I'm just asking, is this a one-sided relationship when it comes to opportunity knocks? Or is Marie as welcoming and as inviting when it comes to her creating opportunity for you? Because if not, if Marie is going to continue to give you a hard time about who's seated on your panel for your events, then you replace Marie to maintain a friendship. You get what I'm saying? Because she kept dropping gems on. She kept dropping hints. This is what we talk about off camera. This is what, and I guess y'all call that breaking fourth wall. So she's kind of mixing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And Letitia, if you are not careful, Marie is going to utilize that to say that you are not being a good friend to her. So at this point, don't do business with your friend. If it causes her to be that emotional and that triggered, don't do business with her. You plug in some women that can sit there and get the job done without being emotionally attached to whomever is on the panel, and voila, you have a great event. Now, I will say something. I picked up a little bit of shade, Marie, because in your confessional, it low-key feels like you were insinuating that Latrice may know something or have something on Letitia, and you left it open with, we will see. Now, me personally, I would never say or do anything like that to insinuate or give people the impression that my friend has done something that she doesn't want people to find out. So that's what I'm talking about. Letitia, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Now, Marie also said that Letitia and Glenn, this is the part where I'm looking at you sideways, because Marie said that you and Letitia, y'all are better off if y'all part ways, but she doesn't feel like Letitia has the emotional strength, basically maturity, to walk away from you. Now, Glenn, what did you do outside of what we know? How extensive was it? Because you came on here and you said it was out of 25 years. It's only been a 6-month. Y'all have only had a 6-month bout of challenges in the marriage. Marie seems to think otherwise. And so does Letitia's mom. Because she said you would have been gone. So Glenn, I don't know. Why is everybody saying that she should leave you? That's my $1 million question. And I'm not talking about what we see on TV. I'm talking about what else have you done, Glenn? Who are you? We want to know.